Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Friday Night Smackdown for the live edition. Welcome back, YouTube family, as we keep everything's all rocking and rolling for the podcast. Appreciate you guys coming through for this lovely edition as it was concluded at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, which concluded live on the USA Network. The commentary on the show, we had Joe Cicero. We also had Wade Barrett. Let's dive into the card on SmackDown and with the whole breakdown of everything that took place in tonight's show. We kick things off with the two nights before Cody Rhodes and defended the undisputed WWE Championship at the two-night event for WrestleMania as he goes to battle with John Cena, which is appearing tonight for one-off, the last final face-to-face. Something in mind to share. The situation has continued to hit its boiling point. More importantly, after this last situation happened in London, where Cody Rhodes ended up hitting crossroads to John Cena after everything took place. Now things are really going to just hit his chord as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be showing up for that actual night as well, and several other key factors. As well on the show, we had the 2025 Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which was set and held with no competitors have been officially named throughout the entire bout. But Nick Aldis, the general manager, said that it's going to be stars from both Raw and SmackDown being a part of it and competing. But of course, last year's Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner was Bronson Reed, who last eliminated Ivar of the Viking Raiders and was crowned victorious in last year's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Then we got the Street Profits, who are putting the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line for the first time since retaining them against Pretty Deadly, Ellen Prince, and Kelvin Wilson on the March 28th edition of SmackDown as they defended the gold against the Motor City Machine Gun, Alex Shelley, and Chris Sabin, who defeated Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, also known as DIY, in a number one contenders match on April 4th episode of SmackDown. Securing the right to face the tag team champions of the Street Profits for tonight's actual episode. We also have the WWE United States Champion LA Knight, as you know you love him. He's in singles action, preparing to take on Solo Sikoa as he prepares for his biggest test at WrestleMania, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Speaking of LA Knight, he attacked Tama Tonga in the parking lot before SmackDown started with the show. Let's go ahead and dive into the actual review. Appreciate you guys coming through. Let's talk professional wrestling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we kicked SmackDown off with Seth Rollins, who came to the ring for a promo. Of course, he blasted and berated CM Punk for pretending that he had returned to WWE because of the fans. More importantly, he talked about only coming back because he wanted that big fat check. Rollins went into full details despite being around Roman Reigns at his lowest point. He was still there to make sure Reigns did not retain the belt of last year. Rollins said that he will win the triple threat match at WrestleMania 41 to keep the wrestlers' business on the right path when it came to the whole entire segment. And overall, I enjoyed their actual presentation, how everything flew. But more importantly, Seth Rollins looked like he's the number one guy to win the triple threat match. My hot pick when it comes to the actual presentation is either going to be CM Punk or it's going to be Seth Rollins with a little twist. But more importantly, what's going to happen with the decision with Paul Heyman? And more importantly, what is that favor that he owes Seth Rollins? Now let's get into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which we had Carmelo Hayes coming off victorious after defeating the likes of Andrade, Rey Fenix, Julius and Brutus Creed, Joaquin Wild, Cruz del Toro, Dragon Lee, Chad Gable, The Miz, R-Truth, Karrion Kross, which I was surprised that he got eliminated because he was in the Vegas hometown. Carlito was involved, as well as Luis Kaiser and Pete Dunne. But in overall, the whole entire situation really broke down very quickly, and Carmelo came off with the actual victory. Now the serious situation is what's going to happen when it comes to Carmelo. Are they now going to strap the rocket on his back and now give him an actual chance after he's been on the sideline taking an L after L? And more importantly, on a serious note, he's been bricking instead of saying that he never missed. But I'd like to know from you guys' point of view how you feeling about Carmelo Hayes' actual victory when it came to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on SmackDown. More importantly, I wish they would make the switch back to the actual showcase on WrestleMania. But hey, maybe this is the direction they could continue going with, is having it on the go home show before WrestleMania. But the highlight continues to still be mid at best. I'm not impressed when it came to how everything flew. And I'm still got to be interested to see how the cards stack up. But right now, it's not official when it comes to the whole entire stack card. Then we get to a backstage segment. We had American Made confronting Rey Mysterio before the whole entire situation that broke down, leading to a six-man tag team action as Rey Mysterio Dragon Lee joined Rey Fenix to take on the likes of American Made members of Chad Gable and the Brutus Brothers, which was scheduled later throughout the course of the show. Then we get to Nick Aldis, who meets with Chelsea Green and a secret hurt civet, which was Piper Niven and Alba Fire. To announce the trios match scheduled tonight was now scheduled to a singles match after no other than Chelsea Green made a whole bunch of issues, even got with her lawyers and the whole 9 yards, and going through a whole parade of issues directly on social media. So Nick Aldis took things to his own matter, setting things up in singles action to take on no other than Zelina Vega. Then we got things started with the Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits of Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Things really broke down in quickness when they went to battle with the Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Unfortunately, bad news for you guys, it ended in a no contest. After DIY members Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa attacked the two teams, causing the referee to throw out the whole entire match. I thought something was going to be brewing and officially being set up for WrestleMania because a lot of people really have been speaking volume when it comes to the Street Profits, and I highly recommend that they be added to the card. But of course, he made the announcement when it came to the DIY, the Street Profits, and the Motor City Machine Guns will go at it next week in a TLC match on Friday Night SmackDown. The fans were truly was against it. They wasn't feeling it whatsoever. They were booing the whole entire time and were chanting, "We want to smoke." As we officially, it's about time to have a TLC match being added back to WrestleMania. It's a high caliber segment kind of style match, gimmick match at that, but more importantly, it continues to keep us interesting the way how they flow things. Then we cut straight to Randy Orton, who cuts a promo in the ring where he announces that he will not only host the open challenge for night 2 of WrestleMania 41, but he said anybody that wants to smoke, anybody that wants to challenge him and come to go one-on-one with the most deadliest words in the actual world, the RKO, you're going to fall victim to it. But we know the rumors, how things are actually building up when it comes to Randy Orton's open challenge. It's no surprising. The internet has already been buzzing. It's going to be Aleister Black making his official return to WrestleMania. But more importantly, the way how things have been putting up is just way too predictable. And we need a little bit of excitement. We need things to actually get the actual everybody talking and buzzing. Especially when we had Stone Cold Steve Austin on the Pat McAfee show. Nobody expected to see Stone Cold directly on that show. But of course, he lives in Las Vegas. It was needed. And he actually popped the cow to get them all involved when it came to the Las Vegas crowd that tended to Pat McAfee show. Then we got to the women's singles action. Zelina Vega defeated the women's champion of what we call it, the United States champion of the world. As she ended up defeating her with a lovely sunset flip powerbomb, ended up pinning Chelsea Green for the actual win. More importantly, of course, everybody was against the whole situation. A lot of great transition, a lot of back and forth. Zelina held her own, but Chelsea Green was the MVP as the fans were red hot when it came to her overall presentation, and everybody was saluting. More importantly, they were cheering when it came to Chelsea Green. She's going to be a big one to when it comes to the situation of being a big face over time. She's going to make that flip sometime pretty soon. Then we got to LA Knight defeating Solo Sikoa via disqualification after our post-match brawl. When it came to Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu getting involved into a brawl with LA Knight, leading to Braun Strowman making the save. Of course, things got situated very quickly as General Manager Nick Aldis made the decision to have a tag team match right there in that moment, and we got the tag team underway. There was a lot of back and forth as you had LA Knight and Braun Strowman defeating the likes of Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu in tag team action after LA Knight hit the BFT on Solo Sikoa, leading to the momentum of him not only steamrolling towards WrestleMania, but getting ready for his toughest test. Jacob Fatu is someone you really do not want to sleep on, and I guarantee he's going to put on a great showcase. It's his first WrestleMania, first title he's going for. He's going to be a highlight reel when it comes to WrestleMania. When it comes to the involvement of Solo Sikoa, we got to see what's going on with that situation. Is he going to get involved and cause Jacob Fatu the actual championship? That tensions are still boiling over, but my hot pick is LA Knight may retain the championship, but my go-to gut feeling, I want Jacob Fatu to win it on the big stage, and he's the main man that I'm looking forward to seeing actually steamrolling when it comes to the Smackdown Blue Brand division. More importantly, to continue to highlight reels of everything he continues to set the tone for being a true big man. But LA Knight's always been over, and he could hold his own as well. Braun Strowman, he's left in the dust. He doesn't have a match on the card, so it was kind of more so just a filler to give a talent a little bit of touch feel when it comes to being involved on the go-home show before Friday Night SmackDown. Then we jump right into the John Cena and Cody Rhodes final face-to-face segment before WrestleMania. Cena tells Cody Rhodes to be quiet before he even gets a chance to speak. That speak the volume, and he was being more serious after the last situation they had when he got delivered with a crossroads. But then he went straight into it, as I quote, he said, "This Sunday is the last time he will ever compete at WrestleMania in the square circle." He says no one will ever have the courage that he does, and nothing that he can do to prepare to face a man who possibly knows that he could face death. He says fans think that there's no such thing as wrestling retirement and another match will come. But unlike him, every other wrestler needs that fan to care about, and more importantly, he talks about all of them as well. But because the second that they leave, they feel alone. And he says he has love, joy, and worth in his life, and he doesn't need the fans whatsoever. Cena goes on to say that he won't be writing history because winners do. And then he tells Rose that since he won the men's elimination chamber, he knew it was possible to beat him at WrestleMania on the actual main stage. He says Cody Rhodes changed that when he answered The Rock's offer. And more importantly, he realized that he could actually beat Cody Rhodes and prove to the fans that that doesn't matter. He even says that Rhodes is tough and driven, but also scared and naive. He says that he wears a suit and has his neck tattooed to be somebody, and he will make somebody realize that he's still a kid this following Sunday at WrestleMania. But of course, Cody Rhodes goes into Cody Rhodes fashion. He asks Cena if he knows the name of the crew members and says it's different WWE now. He says he used to worship Cena like the fans used to. But time has changed, and he goes off on Cena and says Cena may have called him overwhelming, even overrated, but he still can't wrestle in 2025. The fans go on to chant, "You can't wrestle." Cena gives no emotions, still keeping a serious face, and things really break down. Cena tells Cody Rhodes he won't have to wrestle on Sunday and looks to land an attitude adjustment, but Rhodes escapes, counters it into a Cody crossroads, and he holds up the WWE Undisputed Championship, heading into the actual show, going off the air as things broke down. I didn't like the way how the closing of the show actually ended, because the credits was kind of weird, even though they was going through the whole entire breakdown. But having Cody Rhodes looking up there, looking kind of weird and stupid when it came to the whole entire situation, it was kind of like a letdown. Like it was on the production end of how things broke down. But there you guys have it for this edition for the Friday Night Smackdown. It didn't feel like a go home show with the energy that usually feels like the preparation for the big show with everything currently happening after SmackDown. The momentum fell flat and it felt mid at best. This year's prices for the WrestleMania card are outrageous. From everybody I talked to, they feel like they're being scammed. More importantly, the way how the card is being scheduled for this weekend. Seth Rollins' promo was all right from everything that I actually enjoyed, but it was okay. The tag team titles definitely needed to be defended at WrestleMania to give the Street Profits their big WrestleMania moment, because that last year when they went ahead and won that triple threat match wasn't it. Not triple threat, but the 6-man tag team against the Authors of Pain and Karrion Kross. They needed that actual tag team spotlight because they actually had to go. The Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair segment made the WWE Championship for the women's division not feel important. The Zelina Vega win really had the fans upset, but overall it was okay, especially with it being Chelsea Green. She wasn't being buried, but in overall the booking for WrestleMania, as the rumors of things being broken down for Chelsea Green, she had two potential opponents. It was either going to be Nikki Bella or Alexa Bliss. I would have been cool with it on either board if they would have added one of those two ladies to go against Chelsea Green, especially the way how Chelsea Green has been holding down the fort for the women's division, also being the first inaugural United States champion for the women's division. But in over the closing of the show did feel deflated with the credits and Cody Rhodes still being what it was. There's nothing against the talent, it's just the timing of the production at the end felt like it was just off. Let me know how you guys are feeling about the overall show of everything that took place. More importantly, how excited are you guys for WrestleMania for this weekend? Which match are you excited to see on the show? More importantly, what highlight are you looking for the most when it comes to Saturday and Sunday? Also, will you be attending WrestleMania? Feel free to comment down below. Let me know what's going on. More importantly, I appreciate all my platforms coming through for this live edition of the Friday Night SmackDown review. We were officially live on Twitch as well as Twitter, X, YouTube, and we were live on Facebook. I appreciate you guys coming out your time of day to kill off a little bit of time for a lovely, quick little review. It wasn't too much, not too overbearing, and I didn't want to hold up your time for your lovely Friday night. Until the next episode, you guys be safe. Have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Feel free to comment down either on Facebook or as well as Twitter, or more so on my Twitch as well. And I'll comment with you guys and talk professional wrestling on back and forth. Until then, you guys be safe. I'll catch you guys later.